As principal of Oyster River High School, I have the privilege and honor to begin our graduation ceremony for Oyster River High School's class of 2020. We welcome family, friends, faculty, Superintendent Morris, Assistant Superintendent Allen, Barrington Superintendent Moulis, School Board Chairperson Tom Newkirk, school board members, and the class of 2020. Today, we are here to celebrate and recognize 13 years of hard work. We are living in an ever-changing and challenging time in our history. These are no ordinary times. As the graduating class of 2020, you have a moment in our school history as the class which has reached outside of their comfort zone, shined in difficult times, and believed in your talents and abilities, bringing you beyond your present circumstances and making our community a better place. I thank you for this. You are a remarkable graduating class. You are artists, writers, journalists, musicians, athletes, comedians, bloggers, scientists, world travelers, and the list goes on. But it is what you have created with us that you will leave behind. You leave behind the diverse student union, the mental health and wellness club, a new pep rally, best buddies, a new start time, a new schedule, and you forged the way with us into uncharted waters of remote learning. What I hope for your class is that you take this growth mindset and determination with you to bring you not only future successes, but also to share it with others. You have reached outside of your comfort zone. You have faced unique challenges and worked hard to be here today. You are graduating in a time of a global pandemic and social unrest. People throughout the world and our country are fighting for their lives. So I challenge you in these present circumstances to create something beautiful with your positive energy, determination, and dreams, to push through the fear and the uncertainty of this world and build a better path for tomorrow, not only for yourself, but for others. Build this with kindness, with beauty, and with hope. Please welcome your class president, Dylon Thompson, and rise to salute the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I don't think any of us envisioned that this would be the way we were graduating. If I had to take a shot in the dark, I would say that nobody listening to this speech thought to themselves, "Oh man, I can't wait to graduate during a worldwide pandemic and pick up my diploma at the front of the school." At least, I hope nobody was imagining that. If someone was, I definitely have some questions for them. I feel like the COVID-19 pandemic is, in a way, a fitting capstone on our high school experience. As a class, we've gone through so many different crazy things that it blows me away. Multiple schedule changes, bomb threats, Mr. Jetty's taco fire. It makes sense that our senior year ends this way. We've been in the constant state of chaos for 4 years now. And even though we've experienced all these strange things, they've been tested time and time again. We've persevered. The fact that I'm here, reading this speech right now, is a testament to our resilience. These last couple of months have been hard. I'm sure we can all agree on that. But we're still here, graduating. And I am so proud of us as a class for that. It has been anything but easy. I could spend hours talking about the pandemic. I'm sure we all could. But I don't think that does our class any justice. We've been seniors for only a year, and while that time has been cut significantly by the coronavirus, it's not as if we've been on this path to graduation for a short amount of time. We've been geared towards this end result for 12 years of our lives, whether we recognized it fully or not, and we've finally made it. This is the light at the end of the tunnel. And while this hasn't been the end of our journey that we expected, we should do our best to cherish it and look back on the time that we've spent together. Something my good friend Albert Einstein once said has been really sticking with me lately. Time is relative. That's something I didn't really get until this year. And no, I didn't take a quantum physics class or anything. I understand it now because it feels like the last 4 years have been the longest of my life. And honestly, that's a good thing. Being in middle school feels like an entirely different person. I've gone through so much growth during high school, as I'm sure all of you have. It's just absurd to think I was a little 8th grader 4 years ago. It feels like a lifetime. On that note, I've done a lot of reflecting recently. I think we all should. Thinking back to 8th grade reminds me about how middle school was not the best time for me. I dreaded high school and everything about it, as I'm sure a lot of us did. I thought things would end up getting worse. The seniors could probably eat me alive. Thankfully, this apocalypse scenario didn't end up happening. It feels weird to stand up here and say that high school was one of the best things that ever happened to me, but it really is. The community at ORHS gave me the confidence to do things I never thought I would do. Things like running for class president. And I think we can all guess how that ended up. I have only my peers to thank for this, for making me feel welcome, for being my friends. Without all the wonderful people I met in high school, I would be an entirely different person than I am now. It's thanks to you guys and the way that you've treated me that I am standing up here today. The last 4 years have been the best of my life. And I'm not just saying that because I'm up here making this speech. I genuinely mean it. These last 2 months have made me realize how much I've been taking for granted. I miss seeing my classmates at school. I miss the teachers, like a lot more than I thought I would. I miss classes, I miss lunch. I even miss Mr. Hausman bullying me in advisory. But this is just the reality that we're all going to have to get used to. It's time to move on, to bigger and better things. Whether it's college, a job, or something else, I think we've been thoroughly prepared for this next step in our lives. High school is a time of immense personal growth, and I've had the pleasure of growing up alongside you all. Seeing everyone around me become amazing people inspires me to do better. Especially now, in a time of political unrest and an unclear future, I see people standing up, speaking their minds, treating each other with the respect they so rightfully deserve. It makes me feel lucky to be part of this community of educated, vocal people. And while today may be hard, make sure to always look forward to tomorrow, and know that your peers at Oyster River will always be here for you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets wriggling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The class of 2020 valedictorian is an accomplished academic. She received the Harvard Book Award and Society of Women Engineers highest honors. She is a National Spanish Award Gold Medalist, the president of the National Honors Society, and member of the Spanish Honors Society. Her leadership is notable as she earned the Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership Award and earned academic all-star status. She will be recognized as a New Hampshire scholar with both STEM and art emphasis. She is a clarinet player in the New Hampshire Youth Band and the All-State Chamber Festival. She is a captain of the swim team. She has provided significant service in a variety of venues, earning her the Presidential Volunteer Service Award. In the fall, she will be attending Dartmouth College and intends to major in biological sciences. She aspires to become a pediatric surgeon. Congratulations to the 2020 valedictorian, Leah Zamansky.
When I was in 5th grade, I asked my teacher, Mr. Sedana, how seasons worked. Honestly, I completely zoned out and missed his response entirely. Luckily, he was used to dealing with 5th graders and was kind enough to use me as a son in his demonstration after I told him I failed to listen the first time. I know now, because of this, that seasons are based upon the direction that the Earth tilts on its rotational axis. We rotate constantly, moving and leaning toward the sun, toward summer, and then back away 6 months later for winter. Now, as the Earth approaches the sun slowly but surely moving toward that June 21st deadline, I can see the class of 2020 moving into the light along with it. The only difference is, the class of 2020 will not follow the usual pattern, moving back toward winter, but instead we will lean toward the sun, brightly shifting and rotating toward our futures. The rotation is different this year, and our graduation circumstances have changed. But the class of 2020 is as unique as our graduation. We can handle this. This year did not turn out the way it was meant to by any means, so I believe we have a choice to make. We could dwell on what we missed, or we could choose to push forward. Due to our special situation, we have to find a different way to make it through this time. Gratitude. We should remember all of the times when we were together as a class and how we made it through the last 4 years. In fact, we didn't just make it through, we excelled as a class. I urge each one of my classmates to remind themselves of the time spent laughing with friends in the Corps, feeling pride after working through difficult assignments, and having meaningful conversations with the wonderful Oyster River staff. We should remember the cacophonous sounds from the bleachers at every sporting event, laughter from Mr. Bobcat, Mr. Tebow and Reeves' dad jokes, Miss Trier's word of the weeks, tea times with Mr. Kelly, and Mr. Monahan's constant reminders to walk with a purpose. Without the opportunities provided to me by the Oyster River community, I know I would not be the same person I am today. When I look back, I am grateful for all of it, the hard times and the easy ones. For good or for bad, the pandemic is making our class into something very special. We should all be grateful for the outpouring of support, the kindness of the Oyster River community, and how our class has banded together. I am grateful for my freshman essentials class when I was a part of a super group, as Mr. Garman would call it, and when I was given my favorite group project, to put on a Shakespeare play adaptation where I played a character named Murderer. I am also grateful for my math teachers, as math was easily one of my favorite subjects. In 10th grade, in a fit of stress, I forgot that 1 + 2 = 3, and Miss Hallback was there to save the day. I am grateful for the service opportunities I was given through the National Honor Society, the Red Cross Club, and Relay for Life. I am grateful for the swim team, my opportunity to bond with my teammates and lead during my senior year. I am grateful for the band, for the music, and the chance to travel the world. I am grateful for anatomy launching me into my future, even though I'm sad that we never got to dissect cats. Hopefully Miss Bess will let me observe next year while I'm on break. I'm grateful for my bake shop class where we made the best mirror glaze any of us had ever seen. Lastly, I'm grateful for the class of 2020. For our loud cheers at the pep rally, we definitely have the most spirit. Our smiles and waves as we pass through the hallway, and how we always have each other's backs. I asked some of my class of 2020 peers to answer this question. If you could give the class of 2020 one piece of advice, or say one thing to the class moving forward, what would it be? These were some of their responses. If you can get through a year like this, you can get through any obstacle. The class of 2020 is full of headstrong, determined individuals who are willing to make a change. We were dealt some bad cards, but that doesn't say anything about what we can do with our futures or our ability to be happy. We made it through a lot these past 3 months, and the resilience we gained from it will stay with us. Make the best of bad situations. You don't have to be good at something to enjoy doing it. Revel in the things that you love but are terrible at. Live in the moment and enjoy the now. Be grateful for the times we had together, not upset about the times we didn't. Walk your own path, but never be lonely. Our ending, like our class, has been unforgettable. No matter where you go or who you meet on your journey, always remember to be you. Life is too short to not be true to yourself. As made clear by the words of our classmates, we, the class of 2020, have reached the light of our futures, continuing to reach for the sun, and we are ready to take on the world. We will grow to become the scientists, the lawyers, the teachers, the physicians, the authors, and most importantly, the change makers. We have extra leverage, a unique experience that unites our class, the class of 2020, so that as we rotate, we get closer to the light of the sun than anyone has before.
The class of 2020 Salutatorian is a talented academic. He was the recipient of the Yale Book Award, Excellence in Math Award, Boys State Award, and Academics and Business Award. He was first in the state for the stock market game. He is a member of both the National Honor Society and Spanish Honor Society. He will be recognized as a New Hampshire scholar with both a STEM and art emphasis. His commitments outside of the classroom are equally impressive. He is a member of our alpine ski and golf teams. He is a captain for the golf team and earned the status of first team All-State. He is a member of our student athletic leadership team and has been a member of our student senate throughout high school, holding the position of president this year. He is a 4-year member of our Best Buddies program, and in the fall, he will be attending the University of Wisconsin-Madison, where he will be majoring in biomedical engineering. Congratulations to the 2020 Salutatorian, Ty Mountain.
Dear friends, I first want to let you guys know how happy and excited I am about graduating today. The past few months weren't all that we hoped they would be, but do not let a few sour weeks tarnish how great our high school experience has been. While a traditional graduation would have been nice, I take more pride in having graduation like this, one that will be a unique and defining feature of our class forever. With the uncertainty of our times, we are all wishing and hoping for a lot of things right now. Whether it be that universities open up in the fall, having the end of our senior year back, or being able to see our friends, it's difficult to not think about what will be or what could have been. In that spirit, I've compiled for you all my wish list. I wish that I had known that March 13th was my last day in high school. Like a lot of us, I would have been hugging friends, thanking teachers, and relishing the moment that we'd all worked so hard for. What I would have told you guys that day was that I cannot thank you enough for making my high school experience so great. I've been begging Brady to get in the car at 7:30 a.m. for years, just so I could get to school earlier and have time to talk with you guys. While actually learning was fun at times, it's been my peers that made these past few years ones I will miss. I wish that I could bring flannel and floral Fridays with me to college. Mr. Milliken, despite the fact that most people didn't usually wear flannel or floral on Friday, on purpose at least, I always appreciated your tradition. I've had the pleasure of working with most all of the administrators at Oyster River High School, and I thank them for being so supportive, understanding, and for truly caring about us. I wish I had one more ride to school with my twin sister, Brady. Every day, Brady and I have 2 meetings, one to discuss the upcoming day, and one to rant about what funny or frustrating things might have happened. Past are those days when I can witness something at school that's truly outrageous and get excited to think about Brady's reaction on the car ride home. Those car rides will be one of the things that I miss most in college next year. I wish I could spend another period in the Corps. No part of my day is as enjoyable as sitting in the core with whoever may be there and debating about the most random subject matters. I was able to interact with so many people who I normally wouldn't have because of that core, and I truly believe it is a primary reason as to why my senior year was my favorite. I wish that my cookies in college are as good as the cookies served in the cafeteria. I really liked the cafeteria cookies, and I hated when they were replaced by those crunchy inferior cookies. Please do the underclassmen a favor and keep the soft chocolate chip ones out full time. I wish that we had prom and other senior activities back. Project graduation, assassin, walking through the elementary and middle schools, etc. There were a lot of things I would have liked to do, and I think every kid in the class of 2020 feels that way. I think it's important to acknowledge what we've lost, but my belief is that perseverating over it for too long is just wasted energy. Most of these wishes I just made aren't going to come true, but I am confident that my remaining wishes will. Firstly, I wish that I'll see Santi Russell on the news in a few years. For those of you who don't know, Santi's career goal is to be a news anchor. Having been in her advisory for 4 years and hearing her on the announcements every day, I believe that it is inevitable that we will all be seeing her on air in the coming years. I hope all of us find our passion as Santi has. I wish that I had the athleticism of Sine Kula. Sine is one of the best triathletes in the country, and I want to give her the recognition that she deserves. I cannot fathom having the endurance and strength that she trained so hard to obtain, and I hope all of us find the discipline Sine displays in pursuing our own dreams. I wish that I'll be seeing Luca Haynes on the Tour de France in a few years. Luca is one of the best young bikers in the country, and he'll be biking at Fort Lewis College next year. Luca doesn't race for Oyster River and is not at school a lot because he's training on the other side of the world most of the time. Because of this, he's flown under the radar a bit, despite being one of the most dominant and elite athletes in the Oyster River class of 2020. I hope all of us can find the determination to be the best at what we do, as Luca has. I wish I had the drive to constantly improve myself the way Marlon Grandy does. He is relentless when it comes to learning and preparation, and it has undoubtedly made me a better student. Marlon committed to Colby College back in December, but he would still be grinding through his biology textbook all year. I kept telling him, "Marlon, you're already accepted, you can stop now." And every time he'd say, "Knowledge is power." I'm not kidding. Marlon clearly wasn't joking. Not to mention, freshman year, he became a jacked health nut that was hitting the gym before school every day and eating sardines out of the can, a lifestyle he has maintained and has clearly resulted in making him a happier and healthier person. I hope we all strive to continually improve ourselves the way Marlon does. I wish that we will be more appreciative of not only each other, but all people in the future. I think that easily the best thing that come out of this pandemic is greater appreciation and compassion for all. This is something of the utmost importance that will serve us and all of humanity well. I've found that any time I've run into a classmate since school ended, our conversation has been absurdly polite and enjoyable as a result of this newfound desire for contact with one another. My hope is that this gratitude is a quality that we will all possess for the rest of our lives, and that it will be a defining feature of the class of 2020. I wish that I will make as great a group of friends in college as I have made in high school. Specifically, Peyton, Reed, Caleb, Jesse, and Ethan have been the closest friends that I've ever made. They have made the last few years the best years of my life, and I cannot thank them enough for truly being dependable and trustworthy. I wish that I can be as good a parent as my own. Mom and Dad, I've said it many times before, but there is no aspect of your parenting that I don't want to embody myself. You've been supportive, helpful, and you've always treated me with the utmost respect. I know that Brady and I could not be more appreciative of you guys, and you could not have prepared us both any better for our future. Finally, I wish the best for Brady. Brady, you've been my best friend since the moment I was born, and there is no person with whom I am closer. For the first time in our lives, we are going to be separated. And while I may not always show it, it will be difficult for me. You've been the best friend I could have ever asked for, and I can't wait to see you excel in life. Thank you for such a great chapter of my life, and I will miss you all dearly. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sean Moriarty, and I am the treasurer for the class of 2020. I'm going to start the speech off by thanking the local community for their outreach over the past few months. Whether it was encouraging messages, Adopt a Senior, or gifts from groups like Project Graduation, we are experiencing quite an odd finish to our academic journey at Oyster River, and the support from those around us in and outside the school community has been truly amazing. However, it is now time for the class gift, which is our turn to give back to you all, as you supported us for 13 years from kindergarten to today. We understand that the entire world is facing hardships because of the COVID-19 crisis, so we've chosen to donate a portion of our class fund to charities which help relieve some of the newfound stress from members of our community. First, we chose the Seacoast Superhero Challenge, which is run through Wentworth Douglas Hospital. This money goes to the Wentworth Douglas Emergency Response Fund, helping prepare and protect those working in healthcare during this difficult time. They are true heroes, and we would like to collectively thank them for their everyday sacrifices all over the globe, but especially in the Oyster River area. Second, we will also be making a donation to the New Hampshire Food Bank. With recent hardships, their work has seen multitudes of changes. Stores are able to donate less, more residents like you and I find themselves in need, and operations are flipped on their head with the change to drive-through service. They are essential for so many residents of our great state, and we are happy to have the opportunity to support them. Lastly, we have set aside some of our funds in hopes that this summer we will all be able to spend one day together to enjoy a final celebration, allowing us to truly put an exclamation mark on the end of our time together as the Oyster River Class of 2020. Thank you to our community for everything you provided for us along the way, and to the rest of my classmates, we'll see each other again soon.
Hi everyone, this is Mr. Baker, and I have the honor of explaining to you the Special Faculty Award, what it is, and I, along with some of my colleagues, are going to present it to an individual. The Special Faculty Award is given to a graduating senior who a majority of the faculty view as someone demonstrating leadership and commitment to service. The award was created to recognize an individual we deem as honest, loyal, and dedicated to others over self. Oftentimes this somebody is somebody who works behind the scenes and out of their good-natured heart does things not for fame or recognition, but just for the greater good. Usually this is somebody that has made a contribution to our school and our community, who is a role model for other students, again, selfless and kind, known by a majority of the faculty, who's motivated internally to do well, and may or may not be recognized by other awards. Sometimes they are. Historically, the presenter of this award at graduation will give a lofty speech and will try to withhold the identity of the individual until the very end. We are not doing that this year. I want to come right out and congratulate Joe Morrell for earning the Special Faculty Award this year. Joe, what I will tell you is in our virtual faculty meeting this year, a lot of great students, this graduating class. Without a doubt, very quickly and without hesitation, the faculty nominated you and supported your nomination for this award. Several faculty members have very clearly said this award was created for someone like you. I will tell you that on behalf of the counseling department, all of my colleagues, we think the world of you. You have done a lot for this school community. I will tell you that as a counselor who piloted the National Alliance for Mental Illness New Hampshire chapter, NAMI, they had a Connect Youth Suicide Prevention training where several of our students were facilitating suicide prevention groups for the ninth graders. Not only were you a member of the group of student facilitators, you were the student we could lean on to rally and organize the other group facilitators. We were all piloting the program together, and you were instrumental in making that program a success. And you gave us a lot of great feedback that we're going to use in future years. And your contribution to that cannot be replaced. And on behalf of my colleagues in the counseling office, I thank you personally for that. And that was why you garnered our vote for the Special Faculty Award. And I'll also just tell you, your presence in the building has been a delight. You always carry yourself with a smile on your face, a great sense of humor, a level of maturity that some adults don't have, probably me personally. Your ability to carry on adult conversations with adult insight is just impressive, and it's only going to get better. And I will just tell you, you nailed high school, you rocked it, and I know you're going to do just as many, if not more, great things in Rochester, New York when you head off to St. John Fisher. I wish you the best. I don't think I need to wish you the best. You're gonna achieve the best, but I wish nothing but the best for you. Likewise with my colleagues in the counseling department. So again, Joe, congratulations on everything you've accomplished, and congratulations on earning the Special Faculty Award.
I am lucky enough to have met Joe on the basketball court when he was in 7th grade. Even as a middle schooler, Joe held himself and his teammates to a high standard. He is the perfect combination of competitive and fun, which made him incredibly enjoyable to coach. As a high school student, I have seen him step up to the plate on multiple occasions. He is the president of our student-athlete leadership team and has really helped form the identity of SALT. He steps up and is a leader, not for a resume booster or to get recognition, but because that's who Joe is. If he sees a problem or an opportunity to help, he steps up. He is a genuinely inclusive person who always looks for a solution. He is the type of person who you want by your side when you have obstacles to overcome. One of the most impressive things that I've ever seen him accomplish, besides a few times he actually played defense, was when he single-handedly put together a youth basketball camp for middle schoolers this winter during a teacher workshop day. That is 5th through 8th grade, girls and boys. Middle school teachers can attest that is no easy feat. He put together a camp that was enjoyable for every person, regardless of age, gender, or skill. Parents were very uneasy about this setup to begin with, and after the day was over, those same parents could not stop raving about how incredible the camp was and how much their children enjoyed it. That is a testament to Joe's ability to be genuinely inclusive of all people. I am a better person because of you, and I cannot think of a person more deserving of this award. Joe, thank you for being you.
I've had the pleasure of knowing Joe since he was 3 years old. He was a participant in my undergraduate honors thesis. And to see him graduating high school is a bit disconcerting. What is not disconcerting is that the Joe I knew then, albeit a bit shorter, was as genuine and as true as he is now. As time has gone on, Joe has maintained this characteristic. He makes an authentic connection with the individuals in his life, no matter what walk of life they are in. Joe sees the good in all people and works to make sure that each individual is seen as an individual. Joe is consistent in his respect and authentic joy in working for an inclusive world. He doesn't shout this from the mountaintops. Treating people with respect is just what he does. While I can say that my life is better for having Joe in it, I can also say that there are countless other people whose lives are better for having had met Joe. Thank you for all you do.
Congratulations. Joe, a name I have said many times over the last few years. I don't remember when exactly, but I stopped calling you Joe and started calling you by your full name, Joseph Edward Morell. I felt that your full name was needed to match your larger-than-life personality. We'll get back to your name in just a bit. Many know that you're a fantastic athlete and student. Both are true. I feel super fortunate that I got to know you on a different level, being the chapter president for Best Buddies. I'll never forget how you entered the health office, Kramer style of course, over and over, excited about an idea that you had for Best Buddies. You also seemed to just know things that you truly had no way of knowing. For example, I'm not sure you were ever wrong on a snow day prediction, or who was the next to go on a reality show. Sadly, you were also right about this pandemic and not finishing your senior year in the building. As a wise student once wrote, as every senior in high school enters the next step in life, try to remember what we had and not the loss. That student was Joseph Edward Moreau. Which brings me back to your name. Your parents couldn't have picked a better name for you. Your initials, when sounded out, are truly what you are. You have proven to be a gem to so many and brightened so many lives. Please continue to shine brightly. Good luck.
As a high school teacher, it is rare that you get to spend every day with a student for 4 years. I was lucky to have that opportunity with Joe as my advisee, student, and NHS member. I will never forget how he came bopping into my room with that giant smile during freshman year orientation and jumped right into a conversation about his sister and how she wanted him to say hi. It was as if we had known each other for years. That is Joe. Not afraid to talk to anyone about anything, and it's always completely sincere. There is no agenda, no personal gain. Just someone who wants to help and be more knowledgeable about the world around him. Our conversations over the last 4 years have spanned from basketball plays to what was for dinner to what the family should name their new puppy. Oh, and of course, there were the other important things too, like academics, college applications, life. Joe's leadership at ORHS will not soon be forgotten. He has been a champion of all that we are and all that we do at Oyster River. This award truly is a special honor. The faculty has not recognized a senior in this way every year of my career here at Oyster River. So Joe, you now stand with a very special group that will always have a place in our hearts. Congratulations.
The Oyster River community looks upon you with pride and joy in your accomplishments. No matter what this world places in your path, remember to keep an open mind and heart. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So dream big. Share your kindness with others. Choose hope over fear. Graduation can be an emotional time of reflection, appreciation, and anticipation. So take some time to be with those who supported and nurtured you and your development into the person that you are today. Celebrate together and simply be together. It is my pleasure to present the graduating class of 2020. Congratulations.